Hey guys, Marsting here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so with the Captain GINYU being the next Dokkan Fest to come to Global basically confirmed at this point, one big thing that is going to be releasing alongside this is of course the EZA for the physical LR GINYU Force. There's no reason why they shouldn't release this during the same celebration as Captain GINYU. Obviously with Global there's nothing to confirm 100%, but I mean, come on, right? They're not going to. I'd be incredibly surprised if they didn't release this during the Captain GINYU celebration. So, the thing about this LR, and the point of this video, just to discuss this for people who don't know, is this LR is potentially the most expensive EZA in the game. And I don't mean Zenny. I remember when STR LR Broly came out, and people were freaking out about the fact that it cost 100 million Zenny to EZA him, which... actually, no, that was just to awaken him, wasn't it? I can't even remember. It was a lot to awaken him, but yeah, EZAs are pretty expensive in terms of resources. And the GINYU one is interesting because Captain GINYU, or at least I say Captain GINYU, right? Because you buy the card as Captain GINYU as the SSR. And then they become Captain GINYU brackets GINYU Force, and obviously, you know, the whole squad is there, but you buy them from the shop just as Captain GINYU. You have to buy the unit from the barber shop using battlefield memories, and now for the EZA, you have to buy the EZA medals from the battlefield shop. So this is the battlefield memory shop. As you can see, for Global, this is one of the things that's been added most recently. 370,000 battlefield memories for one copy of the LR Shadow Dragon army. So bear that in mind, right? 370,000 for one copy of an LR. So now, if we scroll down here, so this is where you get the SSR for Captain GINYU, 7,777. So that's not too bad in comparison, right? That's less than 50,000 to get all 5 copies to open up all the paths. There are a bunch of SR GINYUs. There's a free-to-play farmable GINYU now, obviously with the int one. So you can get them to SA10 fairly easily. And then because you can only get 5, you have to use Kai's to get the last 10 SA. You can't get a second copy and get him up to SA10 and then feed him in. And then I also think, doesn't he awaken with these Clash medals, which you then also have to buy? So I know some people literally don't even have the physical LR GINYU just because of the resource investment, because I know for some people Ultimate Clash can still be quite difficult. I've done some videos on it in the past, like if you have a look on my channel, most recent one I did a guide for like how to beat Omega, and the strategy in that video basically applies to like every single battlefield. But then you can see right here we have the GINYU Force Extreme Z Awakening medals, 15,000 battlefield memories, limited to 45 times. Now, obviously, the reason why that's limited to 45 times is, as you can see here, as with any other LR EZA, you need 10 medals to do step 1, 15 to do step 2, and then 20 to do step 3. And that is, of course, that's right, 45 medals. So you need to buy all of these if you want to EZA the LR GINYU Force. For anyone who's not good with the quick maths, that is 675,000 battlefield memories in order to EZA the GINYU Force. So by comparison with the fact that the LR Shadow Dragon army costs 370,000, if we times that by 2, that is 740. So just over, which means, so to LR, the physical GINYU Force, the EZA, the physical LR GINYU Force, it's going to cost you almost as much as buying 2 copies of the Shadow Dragons. So, with battlefield memories, in the past, as much as the LRs have always been going up in price, like you can see here, I know some people don't buy them all. Some people have bought them all. Like, for me personally, I've rainbowed Oob, I've rainbowed Frieza and King Cold. I only ever bought 1 copy of Barbady and Deborah. Because whilst they are quite good, especially linked up with the free-to-play Barbady and Boo, I don't think I'd really ever use them that much, so I didn't bother to get them. Rainbowed, I've got 1 copy. And then I did buy all the Shadow Dragons ones, because I'm kind of hoping that at some point in the future, GT Bosses is going to get some kind of upgrade, like a proper Dokkan Fest leader, maybe even a 200% lead at some point. and then the team is going to get buffed. The GT bosses team could really do with, since for some reason they're all on there, even though they're not like the main boss, they could really do with doing like a free-to-play Shadow Dragon set, like they've done with the GINYU Force and Team Bardock. That would obviously help out GT bosses quite a lot. But yeah, this unit will obviously potentially be very good on that team as well, so I have bought all the copies of them. But for me personally, I'm just looking at my account here now, so I have 1.5 million. Yeah, I have 500, yeah, it's 535,614 with a 1 in front of it. So even for me, who hasn't been spending Battlefield memories for quite a long time, it's going to cost me like almost half of what I have right now to be able to get them fully EZA'd. So the big question that I'm sure you're asking, if you haven't seen the details yourself yet, is it really worth all of those resources to EZA the LR Captain GINYU? Because if you don't have them yet at all, when you look at what they do now as an LR, they are extremely outdated. They definitely needed this EZA, don't get me wrong. All types HP, attack and defense 77%, colossal damage, and then mega colossal and allies defense 30% for 1 turn. That was actually pretty good, especially for like GINYU Force ESBR. And then their passive was key 3 and attack 7,777. I mean, they released in like 2017, right? So they're obviously not crazy good. Wow, they came out a year and a half later on global. That's actually crazy. So yeah, pretty mid. I mean, when they came out, they could be an alright support for extreme teams, especially like extreme physical, but nowadays, not so much. But if we take a look at their EZA, they become an all-types leader for 120%, which is actually a pretty good option for free-to-play for some teams. Their super attacks become raise attack and defense for 1 turn on the 12 key. And then the ultra super is raise attack and defense for 1 turn, mega colossal and allies attack and defense 30%. So not only are they now getting the attack buff on the 18 key, both of their supers raise their attack and defense. So as long as you get off a super, their defense will be looking good. If you get any additional supers, which will obviously be the 12 keys, the defense will be getting even better. And then their passive is key 2 and attack and defense 77%. Then they get an additional attack and defense 10% per GINYU Force ally on the team up to 50. All allies key +3 and attack and defense 30%. I mean, this on its own for extreme teams is actually pretty good, right? All allies key 3 attack and defense 30%. Definitely better than attack 7,777. And then they randomly change key spheres of a certain type, not physical, to rainbow when there is another GINYU Force ally attacking in the same turn. So obviously this is super beneficial for them because they're not going to change the physical orbs and screw themselves over, but by creating rainbow orbs, that's hopefully going to allow you to connect a bunch of physical orbs and make it really easy to get their 18 key super, which ideally you want because then you get the 30% attack and defense buff to all allies on top of what they're already giving from their passive. So just like any GINYU unit, and we talked about this in the video I did yesterday, we're talking about the fact that GINYU is coming out next for global, their links are obviously not the best for other teams, but this is something that we have to think about in tandem with the release of AGL Captain GINYU, is Captain GINYU needs a GINYU Force ally around in order to be at his best. Now when he's transformed, or yeah, exchanged into Goku, he needs a Jace in order to get his Scouter ability, but obviously whilst that's incredibly powerful ability in the game, it's not necessary in order for his performance, right, if you get what I mean. So if you're somebody who is thinking about summoning for GINYU, maybe just doing the discounted steps, which we assume we will probably get, potentially even with guaranteed featured on the last multi. Normally they do that where it's like 3 multis and it ends up costing either like 110 or 120 stones, and the last multi is guaranteed featured SSR. If you're somebody who's thinking about doing those discounts and you pull Captain GINYU, a lot of the discourse around Captain GINYU is that you need to pull one of the side banner units in order for him to actually be good. And whilst his side banner units obviously do bring out his full potential, you only really need GINYU Force, and there's an entire free-to-play GINYU Force team and this LR. Like the free-to-play EZA STR Jace is perfectly fine to run. Maybe not in, like, you know, the red zone or something, but he can be run on the team. He's a support unit. He raises defense on super. He can scout super attacks. Then you've got these guys as well, who not only have some of those links, but are providing an insane amount of support. So just by having them around, you can make the AGL Captain GINYU look pretty good. And then, of course, when we look at their other categories, this LR is on Namek Saga, obviously. They're on Dragon Ball Seekers, Joint Forces, Terrifying Conquerors, Special Pose, Space Traveling Warriors. The ones that stand out as being the most important, really, is Terrifying Conquerors and Space Traveling Warriors. Obviously, that's part of GINYU's 200% leader skill, so they will have a 200% team. But Namek Saga as well, with, like, Full Power Frieza. Those are all teams where you can run a lot. Well, you are mostly going to be running extreme units. Namek Saga obviously is very split. You can run a super or extreme based team. But Terrifying Conquerors and Space Traveling Warriors, you're largely going to be running extreme units. So having this LR, even as a slot 3 floating unit, raising defense on super, giving 30% support to everybody and 3 key with their passive. And then if you do have GINYU, creating rainbow orbs, which obviously helps out the team even more. Obviously, these guys are only going to be at their full potential with a full GINYU Force team because they're getting that extra 50% attack and defense. But these guys are very, very good. Like, in terms of the list of Battlefield LRs, obviously, like, the GINYU Force aren't shown here because you have to buy them as an SSR. But if we look at all of these, in terms of their relevance in the meta right now, the GINYU Force is by far the best LR out of all of these. Like, Frieza and King Cold have aged a little bit, but they're okay. Oob's aged defensively, but can still be useful for Super Battle Road and stuff because of his heal and his attack lowering. And then again, the Shadow Dragons, whilst being really good, GT Bosses is kind of a dead team. Shadow Dragon Saga, obviously you can build a full Shadow Dragon version of the team so they can be run okay on there. So they're probably their next closest competition. But compared to what these guys do, because you can use them on basically any team that's extreme-centric as a very good support unit, these guys are by far the best, like, Battlefield LR. I mean, obviously it helps that they're going to be the only one that has an EZA, right? But they are by far the best. So, are they worth the price? I mean, 675,000 is a lot. Like, you don't get that many from completing one full Battlefield reset, which, at the time of this video going up, Battlefield is unavailable. So when the GINYU celebration starts, we should be getting a Battlefield reset. So you are going to get that opportunity to get a nice big chunk of Battlefield memories. But if you're someone who basically has none at the moment, it isn't enough to get all of the medals to EZA the GINYU Force. And if we look at the actual medals themselves, if you can only buy some of them, Step 1 only changes their leader skill, which is really not going to help them out at all. And then Step 2 changes their super attacks, which is very good. But their passive is what changes with the final step, which is really what you need in order for them to actually be super good. So you guys will have to let me know what you think down below. Do you have the Battlefield memories saved up? Are you going to be getting him straight away? Are you not going to bother even if you do have them? Maybe you're not summoning for GINYU, so you don't really care about this guy. Obviously, if you haven't done GINYU Force Extreme Super Battle Road, this guy will be incredibly helpful for getting that done. But that can be done already with just the free-to-play team, as long as they are link leveled. I mean, I'm talking about the no item run. I did the no item run with them all full link level 10. But with items, you definitely don't need this LR. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.